take care of real quick, but I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm going to show you the reaction of our trolls. So I told you before, or first things first, I'm name who I am. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC with the Crystal Edge gunmetal technology screens, and our new company coming up under the FLE VT. Anyway, so I told you before with the new technology we're developing, we're expecting to see, we know with the big companies we're going to be dealing with, we're going to be showing off our technology to them. Pretty much the only way they're going to react is pretty much either try to buy us out, or they're going to react in a way of basically designing better technology, because that's usually what companies do. Professional companies, that's what they do. But these are the trolls. These are the people who make poor screen paint products. I really don't have to go on and on, gentlemen. I don't have to go to the blacklist, none of that. We already know already from the door that these are individuals who have made products that don't work at all, period. And they've outed themselves on camera. So really pretty much all that information is already there. But I want to show you that this is the kind of reaction we get from people who don't make these products correctly. Danny Rogers and Crow 1176. Yeah, they make these really bad products, and the products have not done well. They've done poorly, and again, they're upset because no one's buying their products, which people shouldn't, because again, they have no real testing under their products. But all this stuff anyway goes over to the FBI. We don't basically engage in opening up any of this. It just all goes to them. But I'm going to show you how sad these guys are. This is when I tell you that when your products are good, the haters will hate you because of the jealousy. And I'm going to show you how crazy this jealousy is. Jamie sends a lot of this stuff. He's a very upset individual. Well, hey, look, you did it to yourself. You let Satan waste your time, and you listen to doing his dumb shenanigans that you're still doing. You guys are being monitored. You're in the middle of open cases and all that stuff. So, you're going to get substantial jail time, and you're going to turn around and you're going to be paying hefty fines and basically lawsuits. So we can see you're upset about that. You're angry because people are not buying your products. And that's not my fault at the end of the day. That's your fault. No one told you to go on there and match house paint. You should have tested your products properly. What you were trying to do is you were trying to make a product to compete with us at the end of the day, and all our stuff is tested. So when we test all our products, we can come in and do those demonstrations because we have years and years of experience, where you guys don't have any experience. Jamie's been around for quite some time, and he still sells the same products because he can't make anything else, and he really doesn't know what he's doing. And again, I don't have to make that up. I literally have videos showing you guys constantly failing all the time. So we don't need to go back to that. We already have all that information posted. You can look it up. You can find it right on the blacklist, or go to our YouTube channel and find it right from there. But anyway, I'm going to show you this we have here. It's just unbelievable. I don't think these guys have a life at the end of the day. 79 messages were sent yesterday. 79. That is pretty bad. That's pretty bad. To us, it doesn't bother me. As I said before, you see my shipping or my shipping updates and all that stuff. We got the same amount of hate mail we got there. Then when we were doing our ship outs and stuff like that. So again, that doesn't bother me at the end of the day, because again, you can't take anything off my table. I know Satan tells you at the end of the day that you're doing all this damage, but you're not doing anything at all, period. You're just digging deeper holes for yourself for court. That's all. We got 79 yesterday. Same yesterday, we received another 12 again. I guess I'm supposed to be an idiot. Let me see. We have another one here. Was Monday. It's time. Crow's unboxing. We don't care. Again, gentlemen, we've seen your stuff. There's no way. You're not going to your YouTube channel. We're not going to your website. None of that, because we've been there already. We went in and I spent a day going through your site thoroughly with a fine-tooth comb, and we just found nothing in there. Your products don't have anything to support themselves. Your products are constantly failing. You're making up things as you go along in your specification sheets. You have no real testing under your products, and you have no customer reviews or company reviews on your products at all whatsoever. No one's buying your stuff. We already know that from the door. I even went in and did a search on customer reviews. Your customer reviews, well, whatchamacallit doesn't have any, and the other one basically has last customer reviews he has was 5 years ago. So no one's touching your stuff. You have to understand you matched house paint. Once you match house paint, that's pretty much it. That's the end of it. And then you have the whatchamacallit, the apple barrel, which we did that already. We did the demonstration already. We don't match it, but they can't do that because again, that's a $4.97 product. So you match that stuff, man. It is beyond lights out for you on that one because again, even the shipping cost would cost more to ship that stuff out. My way shipping on that stuff is free. But if they were shipped to somebody else, it would just cost them too much money. Anyway, it's time Crow's unboxing. We don't care. Again, why would I care about his unboxings? Jamie's credibility is not there. He doesn't have any credibility at all, period. You ripped off your customers and sold them a product that literally matches house paint. So who cares about that? Let's see, junkie scammer. Let's see, talks about my family member here. And this is the reason why, gentlemen, you have to understand. Another reason why no one is touching your stuff is because you come off very unprofessional. No one wants to deal business with a company where you're cursing and carrying on. You got criminal records now filed against you. You got criminal charges filed against you. You have faulty business practices, as in lying and committing perjury on LLCs, and proper documents are missing from your company. There's all kinds of stuff that you guys are doing or not doing correctly. Let me see, we have here, this is Saturday. I sent that Saturday. This one was sent Saturday too. It's another one sent on Saturday, Y'all don't have a life. Literally, you guys do not have a life. You have sent mail to us almost every single day. Look, on the 19th, we got 11 messages. Now look, like I said, we got brother Derek, whatever, you're in there. You're in there quite a few times, so you're definitely done. You know you're definitely done from the door. Gentlemen, this doesn't do anything to me. How would this hurt me in any way whatsoever? My company is still going to be manufacturing technology. We are still going to be advertising. We're still going to be doing business. What do you think you're going to do at the end of the day to us? What do you think is possible that you can do? We're protected by my Lord and Savior. I'm pretty sure you probably don't know Jesus Christ, because from here it looks like you serve the devil. 9. We got 9 on the 19th of January. On the 16th, another one. That is pretty sad right there. 9 messages in one day. Gee whiz, my goodness. January the 15th, another one. This is from the guy who calls himself Brother Derek. He calls himself a minister. Yeah, far from it. Let me see. Minister, there we go. Minister Derek. This fellow right here is pretty interesting. He sends us out a letter. We sent out a letter to my neighbors trying to make trouble for us. And he put his name and information, including his address. And then he posted his address on the building where he's from, and we were able to contact his property management. We were able to find the people who actually owned the establishment. So we know exactly where he's at. Keep in mind, gentlemen, this all involves the FBI. If you think for some reason that you basically are can't be tracked down by the FBI, it's funny. Yeah, that's going to happen. You can be tracked down very easily. And on top of that, we filed 2 post office fraud charges on him for some dumb stuff he did. So there's the minister, calls himself a minister, but he's in here carrying on. Let me see what the minister is saying. This is supposed to be a minister. He calls himself the minister, a child of God. Let's see. Let's just click on his real quick. He calls himself a child of God. That's what he's supposed to be. Let me see. So this is supposed to be a minister. That's what he calls himself. He's a minister or whatever. This is, he says, scammer, have no money. How cold is it today? What a clown. Wow, that sounds like a man of God right there. Interesting. He's an interesting fellow right here. Well, I can tell you one thing. You're going to get used to a 4x8 because again, like I said, these messages right here is what we're going to be using to lock you up. So you're going to be getting some jail time out of that, buddy. Let's go back over here to our messages. Yeah, you're getting jail time. So again, I already filed criminal charges against you. You're already in the system already. So we'll be seeing you in court real soon, real fast. So enjoy that freedom while you can. Because again, like I told you before, the devil's a time waster, and this man's going to lose. He's going to get a considerable amount of time. Now, he's been contacting our company, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Williams, you're facing a 30-year prison sentence with another $1 million lawsuit on top of you, because we've got evidence of you contacting our company. We also have evidence of you basically sending out letters to people at the end of the day and using the United States Postal Service to abuse their facility to commit these acts. So keep in mind, that's an additional 20 years. So you can carry on all you want. Doesn't make a difference to me. I'll see you in court as always. Let's see. So let's go right here to the bottom. We got 15. This is from him again. Another one from him again on the 15th. Another one him on the 15th. Gee whiz, you do not have. Do you guys have a life? I don't think you do. Another one on the 15th. Another one from him on the 15th. Another one here on the 15th. Another one here on the 1st. Gee whiz. Failure at life. So my life is a failure. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, let's move on. This is usually people, any YouTubers go through this. If you're doing a fantastic job, if you're out there and God is blessing you, the devil's going to hate you. He is going to hate you. Broke, blank, scammer. Let me see. Code on your garage. I actually have a house, but yeah, okay, moving on. My garage is actually used for workspace now. Broke, blank, blank, blank. Still cursing. This is a guy calling himself the brother Derek, or whatever he calls himself. He's supposed to be a minister. He's still cursing and carrying on. Look, I can't see. I know why you guys are upset. You're scared. You're going to be going to court pretty soon. You're going to be before a judge pretty soon. You're going to jail. So I know you're scared to death. And this is the reason why you're acting this way. You don't have any common sense, because common sense would tell you if you're in, police charges were filed against you and you're an open case, that you don't send dumb stuff to the company because this will get you in trouble. This is what you're being charged for, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams can't learn. So Mr. Williams is going to spend the remaining of his time of his life in jail because he did dumb stuff. Let's see. More on January the 5th. January the 5th again. Interesting, Jamie. Why do you keep calling me a scammer? Didn't we give you the opportunity to send us black paint with a certified letter? We gave you the option. You never took it. So you're mad and you're calling us scammers, but we gave you the option to send me black paint. Would you like another certified letter? I can send you another one out. I'll talk to my attorneys. If they say, hey, we'll have a second one, so that'll show we sent you 2 of these letters to receive this black paint. We never received it. No, I don't think you want that. All right, who else we got here? Refund, this right here. Yeah, scammer, that's him again. A better option. Yeah, you guys, January the 2nd. You know, we haven't been looking at any of this whatsoever because like I said, FBI looks at all this. We don't bother with this. So this is all from you guys right here. This is all from our haters that are upset and bitter because our products work, our products are tested, and we're getting orders, and they're mad about that. And this is when you look at this, you have to look at this from another point of view too. This is Satan right here. Satan that's upset and angry and bitter. Can't stand the fact that God is blessing our hand. They hate it. They hate it so much. Or Satan hates it so much that he doesn't like it when a Christian gets blessed. And this is how they react. They cry. They cry a lot. Remind you, as also too, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, we came to your shopping cart to purchase your product. This is not the first time we've had cancellations. Jamie, we've been to your site to buy your products. We've gotten multiple cancellations from you. We've gotten an eBay listing that was removed. All kinds of stuff because you can't back your products up. And you've already acquired 2 post office mail fraud charges at 20 years apart for each one because you couldn't back up your products. And Mr. Danny, Mr. Rogers, I was at your site. And I went there twice to buy your product, and you've removed the entire state of Pennsylvania completely out of your shopping carts because you can't back your products up, including the $700 worth of canceled orders and recording documenting that you removed an entire marketplace because you cannot back your products up. See, this is the results of people can't back their products up. Jamie was sent certified letters to send us black paint, never received anything at all. And you think it's many times they've been on my site crying and complaining. They would have bought the black paint to do the demonstrations. You know why? Because all the products that they were using claiming to be ours were fake. That's why. They can't buy it off our site, because if they buy it, that stuff's going to work. And they're going to have a problem on camera, even more trouble that they're in. So all the emails you're seeing here, this is forwarded to the FBI. They read through all of this. I read through one of them, but they read through all of this. Mr. Derek is in, or Mr. Williams, or he calls himself, is in a lot of trouble because, again, we have his handwriting on a letter, all that's been scanned into the system. That'll be brought up before a judge. He's looking at a whopping 30 years for committing fraud against our company. On top of that, cyber harassment, cyber bullying, and terroristic threats he's being brought up on. So Mr. Derek is not going home. Mr. Derek is going to jail. So you know that, buddy. You're going to jail because the information's right here, buddy. But other than that, all this you have done, this does not help you at all, period. At all, period. Crow's Time unboxing. Oh my goodness. Really? Seriously? Unboxing of what? Unboxing of that Series C paint? That stuff turned gray in 3 different videos. And then he goes in and he basically recolors the screen to black and commits even more fraud for the consumers. They all lie together. It's like they got this whole kind of scam network where they're all together and they all lie together. So you all got together and you're just, I don't know what y'all call yourself, some kind of group, because we've seen you on Crowcast. Well, lawyers and all them have seen you on Crowcast carrying on and acting up. So you all know each other. And you all try to back each other's products to try to make a product better than ours. But the problem is that in the long run, your products turn out to be crap. And that's what they are. They're crappy products. They don't work. I mean, nobody got to say much. Your products do not work. When we come in to buy your products, we get 1,000,000 to 1 excuses about this, that, and the other. That's what we receive from you guys. So we all know that you guys all work together. We know that already. This is why there's a conspiracy charge on you guys. Conspiracy charges carry a lot of time in jail. I mean, a lot of time. What's going to be interesting about seeing them in court is the fact that before they go to court, mind you, they got to be picked up. They got to be picked up. There's be warrants issued for their arrest, so they have to be picked up. What they're going to say in the interrogation, I'm going to tell you right now, Jamie's going to throw every single one of them under a bus. Every single one. They've been doing it back and forth to each other. The fact that he didn't send us that black paint, he threw every last one under a bus. The fact that whatchamacallit didn't remove the state out of his shopping cart, he threw Silent Wake under the bus and Jamie under the bus. So what's going to happen, I'll tell you right from the door. None of them want to face jail time. None of them. I'll tell you that right from the door. They don't want it. They don't want the jail time. They're trying to put on the tough act right now because they want to show that they're not fazed by it. But they know they're going to court. There's a charge been following you guys. You know, there's a police charge. If you move, Jamie, so you know this. If you move, say you leave, right? There's going to be a warrant for your arrest. So if you move, if you go anywhere, if you leave the state, anything that happens, I would strongly advise you contact the police and let them know that there was charges filed against you and to give them your new address if you go down this road. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is when the court date comes up and they go to serve you and you're not there, guess what? It doesn't go away. You get a warrant for your arrest, which means now you get hunted. Anyone who doesn't show up for court, you'll be hunted. So you know from the door. So I mean, I'm telling you this because this is what's going to happen to you. And, you know, you want to live the rest of your life, you know, with law enforcement officers contacting your family members, because they will go to their houses and they will search to their houses to see if you're there or not. They'll search and they'll make their lives uncomfortable. They do that. So make you give up that information. It's going to get really rough this summer. So, you know, all this right here, these messages you send over, FBI gets over this. This is where it gets forwarded to. I come in here just to show people once in a while the level of hatred and how sad it is that you guys haven't developed anything new. You haven't made anything or designed anything. And everything you have done has failed. Danny's products have failed miserably. Crow's products have failed miserably. And the other two guys you got, I guess, supposed to be hype men at the day or cheerleaders or whatever you want to call them, they incriminated themselves dealing with you guys at the end of the day. So So how is this phasing me? I was pumping out orders all this week. How is this affecting me? So you're saying you're more powerful than God? That's what you're saying? You're saying that you can take bread off my table? I don't see it happen. All I see at the end of the day is someone digging a deeper hole for themselves when they go to court. So as I said before, you guys all know each other. The conspiracy charge that we're going to be filing is another separate charge showing that they all were involved in this whole entire thing to basically try to destroy our company. And we can show you in Crowcast. They have basically recorded tons of these Crowcast videos showing you guys all together, knowing that you have associations with each other. You can go to court for association. Known by association, go to court for that. You can go to jail for that, for associating, being associated with somebody. And just knowing them, you can go to jail for that. Showing that you had criminal activity involved in their criminal activity. This can get you in a lot of trouble too, because it's called a conspiracy charge. But anyway, what it comes down to is who's going to dime on who first. That's what it comes down to. The thing about it, you guys think you're all tight and knit together and that no one's going to, you're all going to jail either way. You're going to go. But it depends on who's going to get what time. That's what it comes down to. You're all going to go to jail. That's definitely going to happen. It comes down who's going to get the most. That's what it comes down to. Who's going to have to serve the most time. So Jamie's looking at 60 charges right now. And in Jamie's charges, they're actually sitting in those charges. Danny Rogers is in the charge in the form. Wake is in the form. Now, Wake's handle's in there, his YouTube handle. And he thinks because his handle's in there, he can't get caught. Oh, no, buddy. See, that incident report by the police, we go down, which I got to pick it up today. We go pick up the incident report and we go over to the FBI and we type that into your incident report and all your information goes in there. When your handle pops up for the investigator, it's their job to track down where you're at. It's the FBI that's tracking you, not police. FBI is tracking you. So since the FBI has all your information, your social security number, your address, where you live at, your job, medical records, they have access to all that. They can override everybody else. They're going to figure out where you're at and they're going to find you. And then next you know, you're going to see FBI agents pop up at your front door with the warrant for your arrest. Because you're in that form. You're in that the incident report. So it's not going to be hard to figure out where you're at. Now, once we get all that information, my lawyers can request from the judge or whoever to get your information so they can initially file the lawsuit. This is where I tell you you're going to lose your house. I'm not joking. You were taking your house. Because you owe me a lot of money now because you're getting sued. So, again, it's not hard to find you. Mr. Williams, we know where you live at because your address popped up on this big, huge apartment complex. And the funny thing about it, I've seen this apartment complex before in a couple of your videos. I've seen you walking out of this building a couple of times. And when we went to track down to find the property management, guess who popped up? You did. And we know exactly who owns your building and where you're at. With that being said, we know where to serve the warrant at. Well, they know where to serve the warrant at. The lawyers on our hand will serve you with basically telling you you're being sued. On top of that, you committed post office fraud charges twice, which means, remember those Christmas cards you sent out? They never made it to destination. They were actually put on hold at the post office and they were sent over to the Allentown Police Department. So you had 2 counts of mail fraud at 20 years a pop. Same thing as Jamie. See what happens when I tell you at the end of the day that the devil is a time killer. He takes time from you. That's what he does. Gentlemen, you are too old to go to jail. You guys are up in your 40s and 50s right now. You are too old to go to jail. Right now, as I told you before, any time that you have now is precious. Because it's one closer to you have to having a foot in the grave. And you're going to be going to jail at cyber charges right now, just for harassment alone, is 10 years. That's 10 years. And you have so much of it that it's not even going to be charged as a first offense. It's not even going to be charged as probation. You won't get any of that. Talk to a lawyer, explain to him the extent of what you did, and he's going to tell you from the door you're not getting probation. That's not going to happen. We're going to have to try to figure out how to basically minimize how much time you can actually going to get. But you are going to get a couple years. You're going to get like 10, 15. Somebody's going to get 20. Somebody's going to serve 30 years in jail. And then you link to Jamie. Because again, you entertained Jamie's theory, and this is what got him in trouble. So now what happens is they decided to give Jamie a plea deal. Jamie's got to do some time. He's got to do time. He's going to have to do some kind of time. But say they give him a plea deal. If he snitches and he tells who did what and who was involved, who was mostly involved. Jamie could turn around and make you guys look like that you guys did all the dirt and he didn't know anything about it. He knew some of it. He was just following you. It has happened. And you guys all trust each other. You guys already threw each other under the bus multiple times. It is going to be interesting watching you guys point the finger. I think Mr. Williams is pretty much going to snitch the fastest, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because he had less involvement in your guys' activity, and he just tagged on for the sake of it all. He's still going to get jail time, but he's going to give up a lot of information. Either way, they're going to be stabbing each other in the back, left and right in there. And you know what's going to kick in, gentlemen? The knock at that door. Now, when you see those officers staring you in the face, your heart is going to race at 100 miles an hour. They have those handcuffs slapped on you and thrown in the back seat of that car while you're watching your family scream and carry on because they can't figure out what's going on and why you're going to jail. That's when it kicks in. That's when you realize that your life is over. That's when your life is over. And the panic part right there for them is every time they see a police officer go by or a car, any kind of law enforcement car go by in their area, their hearts are racing already because they don't know when that court order is going to hit that desk. And I'm not going to tell you when. If I get a notification saying, hey, look, you're going to court so and so and so, I ain't saying jack. You won't know. They'll notify you. They'll contact you. But you won't know. But I guarantee it's terrifying you already that you never know that anytime a knock comes at that door, it could be one of those officers coming to serve you for a warrant for an arrest. It's just a matter of when. So this is the reason why they're acting this way. They're scared. They are scared to death. So when that realization kick in, when that officer comes to that door and he says your name, so we got a warrant for your arrest, they slap those handcuffs on you and they put you in the back of that car, remember when I told you that when we see you in court, you're not going home. The day you sit in that police office or that car, and the day that you sit there and they charge you for what you're being charged, the cyber crimes and everything, remember what I said to you. You're not going home. We literally have so much evidence, so much stuff was scanned into those records, documents that we have over there. You're not going home. You'd be lucky. And I mean, when I mean this, you have so much evidence compiled against you. You'd be lucky if you get 2 years. Lucky if you get 2 years. But you're going to get more than that. A lot more than that. So get yourself a criminal defense attorney because you're going to need one. If you did have a way of saying, at the end, people have to understand, they said they're not going to jail. Let me explain something to you. If you thought that you weren't going to jail, we would have had an attorney contact us by now, and they would have basically said, here's the bottom line. This, that, and the other, my client's not going to jail, this, and other. You don't have enough evidence, this, that, and the other. You know, we're going to ECB to fight this, and you'll lose this in court. We didn't receive anything at all. Nothing. You know why? Because you went to an attorney and told him exactly what you did. Yeah, I doxed this guy's address without his permission. I called his company a scammer. We did fake demonstrations on his products. You know, we did all this dumb stuff at the end of the day. You know, and yeah, it's there. We did it. He's got all this information, got this evidence on us. You know, what's my odds? And the lawyer's going to sit there and tell you this guy's going to sue the daylights out of you. Number one, and you're going to get jail time. That's what he's going to tell you. Now, he's going to tell you from the door, I'll fight your case for you. I will, but you're not going to win. You have too much evidence on you. Why would you follow this guy? And he's going to start coaching you like, why would you do this to begin with? Why would you even bother with this to begin with? This is a dumb thing to do. This is real stupid. You get a lot of time for this. And what government agencies are involved in this? Well, with Jamie, it'd be United States Postal Service mail fraud. Yeah, when he tells them that, yeah, we have an unboxing live. We have the receipts. All transactions were done through PayPal. We have tracking numbers with his face on the receipt, and he signed his name on all the packages. You know what the lawyer's going to tell you? You're screwed. That's literally what he's going to tell you. But he's probably going to use a curse word instead, but he's going to say you're screwed. Because that's a whole different category. That has nothing to do with us. We just filed a complaint. You got to deal with the United States government on that one. You're dealing with them. We're not anywhere in the courtroom for that at all, period. That has nothing to do with us. We followed the charge, what we had to do, we put in the evidence, and that's it. You're in there with the United States government. That's why those are the more serious charges. Mr. Williams has one of those, and Jamie has one of those. They're trying to see if Solid Wake 5 can get one too, because of the fact that he used the United States Postal Service to do the fake unboxing to commit fraud against their company. So I'm still waiting to hear back from them on that one right there. He may get one too also. But again, As I said, gentlemen, I explained to you already from the door. You listen to Satan, and that's what you did, and this is your outcome of it all. And when those agencies pop up at your front door, remember when you're sitting in that police car with them handcuffs on, what Mr. Bird said, you're not going home. I'm going to make sure of it when I go in that courtroom that you will not go home. We have enough evidence to bury you. I will make sure that the judge that we have had problems from these individuals. We want to make sure that we don't have any future problems for our company. And I need to have them used as an example to make sure that we don't have these problems again. If you can give them maximum jail time, maximum lawsuits, and you're going to get hit with it. Yeah, look at that. We have here 79. One email can get you up to 1 year in jail. Yeah, that's how sad it is. So why the devil's wasting their time? The devil's whispering all this stuff in their ears. This is what you're saying, the devil's activity. He has wasted your time. He's wasted your time because you could have been taking this time right here to send this dumb nonsense at the end of the day. Again, it doesn't faze me and doesn't upset me. I really don't care. It's going to go to court anyway. You wasted your time on this. What were you doing with your life? Do you have a life? The time that you spent doing this, you could have been doing something more productive. Instead of digging a deeper hole for you to spend more time in jail. I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. Williams looked like he'd been around the block a bit. He does. I'm pretty sure. Jamie, on the other hand, doesn't look like a person that's been in the system before. He really doesn't. And neither does Rogers. And neither does Salome 5. And Mr. Matthews, we haven't forgot about you. I'm going to be reaching out to you next week. I'm getting some stuff together for you. But you don't look like the type. Those three, especially Rogers. Rogers does not look like the type that can make it in the system. He doesn't. He's not cut for it. He doesn't look like it. And it's definitely weight. Weight's definitely not at the end of the day. The reason why I say that, gentlemen, because there are people that when they walk into that facility, they can tell right from the door. Not only are you fresh fish coming in, but they can tell when you walk through that facility that you don't look like you really came from those streets. You don't have that kind. You're like an easy victim. That's what you come out to look like, a victim, an easy victim, a person that can easily get. And keep in mind, I'm trying to explain to you because I already went through the system already. You're going to get tried on the first day. You can keep your head down, keep a low profile. That'll get you outed too. Now, I ain't going to tell you how to, unless you know somebody in there, other than that, but you're going to come out, they're going to know you're fresh meat coming in. Even when you go to the bullpen, they're going to know you fresh meat coming in. Some of the people been to the bullpen, and I've seen people in there that I've actually known from the streets. Like, gee whiz, like, what the freak you doing in here? Like, you know what? I know what. Anyway, but yeah, you're going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. What you call it? Word for it? Change. It's going to be a change of life. It is. A change of life. It really is. It's going to be a whole different change of life for you. But as you can say, they don't learn at all, period. So, Jamie, you have to understand, every time they mention the word scammer in here, right, over and over and over again, this hurts you at the end of the day. Because, again, you started this rumor and you involved these guys in this rumor. And all y'all got together and decided to attack my company. So, again, this hurts you. Because, again, we're telling the judge in the day, yeah, these guys spread these rumors about us. And all they have to know is that the rumor come to life. And as we can show here, it did come to life. It very did. You guys started this whole scam campaign against us. This is why Jamie, from starting the rumor to begin with, is being sued in civil court for $10 million. Mr. Rogers is also going to receive a $10 million lawsuit. I actually talked to my attorneys. They're going to hit him with a $10 million lawsuit. The reason why they want to hit you with such a heavy amount of money, we know you don't have it. We already know that from the door. It is to take everything from you and to bury you in debt. That's what it's designed to do. Because we know you don't have $10 million. We know that from the door. The court and the judge doesn't care either. The judge doesn't care whether you have $10 million or not. If you lose, you got to pay the $10 million. That's how it works. So they don't care. You can consider and cry in court and say that you don't have the money. They don't care about that. And you were smart enough. You wouldn't have did anything stupid because it wouldn't have got you sued. That's what it comes down to. They couldn't care less if you don't have it or not. And then what's going to happen is once we get the judgment, which we know you're not going to show up for anyway, we're going to go upstairs, we're going to execute judgment, we're going to get a debt collector in your neck of the woods to come get our stuff. And they're going to come to your house and they're going to clean you up. That's what's going to happen. You owe money. They want to make sure they get their money too because they get paid out of that. So they're going to come down and get their money or get our money, either way, to make a difference. And then once there's nothing left to take, then they're going to basically start accumulating the liens on you. And those liens come with interest. So yeah, you destroyed your livelihood, you destroyed your freedom, and you destroyed your families. That's what you did. That's what you did. But on me, on the other hand, this is not phasing me. I'm not upset. I'm not bothered by any of this because I know what this is. Just angry individuals that are mad because their products failed on camera. Everything that they try to do to me has failed. And what was the outcome of it all? What did you gain out of it in 2024? Criminal charges, lawsuits, and massive fines. What did I gain out of it? New technology. Yes, a lot of new technology, more orders, more sales, and on top of that, consider the fact that I'm going to be in multiple locations showing up for our technology as my business starts to grow and prosper, and you guys at the end of the day are going to be in jail. Broke, no money, nothing at all. You know, when you have these fines on you like this, and you owe this money, you can't get money on your books. For those, the books are basically when you want to buy something from commissary, like the prison store, or you want to get stuff from down there, make life a little bit more comfortable while you're in there because the food in there isn't all that great. So you want to make sure you get some money on your books, so that way you can go and you could buy things from the store, things you would need and stuff like that. Now, prison does provide everything you need, and they do, but there's other luxury things you may want. So keep in mind, if you have massive fines sitting on you and lawsuit liens, you can't get money on your books. Any money that ends up on your books goes back into my banking account because you owe me money. So anybody who sends you over anything, it could be somebody outside the family that could send you over something. And guess what? We could take that too because you owe me money. It's kind of like imagining me being made out of metal. Your entire life being metal, and I'm a giant magnet. That's what it's going to happen to you. Anything that lands, anything that hits, you win the lottery, it's mine until you pay up my debt. You get an inheritance, it's mine. Anything. Someone transfers money to your banking account, guess what? It's mine. It all belongs to me because you owe me money, because you did dumb stuff. Now, consider the fact that you're going to have to trust somebody that doesn't have any fines or any penalties or anything. They have clean books and they can put the money on their account, but then you have to run the risk to trust them too, because they could just take it from you and demand you to put that money on their books, to keep it coming on their books, because you can run into that problem too also. One thing I was happy about when I did go through the system is the fact that I had no fines, nothing at all, not a thing, nothing at all. My books were clean. And then when I went in with people that I knew. There are people over there that I knew. My family knew. I told you I got family on the other end, which Jamie has happened to cause ripple effects, which that's another something he's going to have to deal with later on. That's his problem at the end of the day. Again, you don't mention people that don't know you. And at the end of the day, they're going to know you. Trust me. They're going to figure out exactly, make a difference if you're in prison or not. You really don't. But I'm just telling you, man, you got yourself in some real bad trouble. All right. So, yeah, leave it at that. But anyway, I was hooked up when I went in, so I was good. I was getting $300 a month on my books. You know how far $300 goes when you're in the system? A lot. I had that money was automatically transferred to my account because my people on the outside were making sure that I had everything I needed when I was on the inside, and was transferring funds to my account. And since really I didn't need all that, I don't smoke, and anything else I don't need. Pretty much anything for me would be candy because I like candy. That's basically about it. But I was just giving the extra money to the people that were in there. You know what I mean? They hooked me up, hooked them up. I was getting them cartons and all that stuff like that because I really didn't need all that money. And then when I left, and I still had about $1,200 on my books, I gave it to them. I didn't even transfer it out, because that's how you hook each other up. You have each other's backs. When you go in and when you go out, you have each other's backs. So when one of these guys get out, say, yeah, that guy right there, so and so, yeah, he left out of here, man. He hooked us up the whole entire time. When I'm in there, I'm saying, yeah, these people over there took care of me the whole entire time I was in there. They had my back. That's how you do people. And you guys don't know anything about that. You guys constantly stab each other in the back. So we know how you people are, how these people are. And then when I left out of there, and one of them did get out, and he said, yeah, that guy hooked us up with $1,200 on the book when he left. He didn't even take it off his account, even cash out. Nope, didn't need it. Gave it to them. It's helping me out. You guys, at the end of the day, gee whiz, I couldn't imagine if you guys would do to each other if you guys were all in the same area. Well, they're in different states anyway, so they'll be in different holding facilities. Yeah. Now, anybody else? I don't know. Anybody else would get? Do you think what's going to happen is they send me this over and I'm going to get angry? I'm going to get upset. It's going to make me bitter. It's going to make my heart. No, 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 no. Because you know how I see you as Satan. That's how I see you as the devil. That's how I see you. That's how the devil acts. That's it. Now, if you're going to say at the end of the day, well, you're acting like the devil because you're sending us to jail. You're going to jail because you did dumb stuff. You did the devil's work. That's why you're going to jail. I'm prosecuting you. Yes, I'm sending you to jail. Yes, it is true. And I will sue you. Yeah, because you owe me for the stuff that you did and you carried on around my company. It's called justice. This is what it's called. So you did dumb stuff. You played dumb games and you won big dumb prizes to go with it. That's what you did. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow through on this. I should have followed through on this a long time ago, but I kept letting it go because I tried to give you guys a break because, again, I've been through the system already and I didn't want you to go through the same thing I went through. But, again, you didn't listen, so guess what? I'm going to follow through on this because dropping charges at the end of the day, not going to do anything. If I drop charges on y'all, the first thing y'all would do is you wouldn't even be thankful. You would come back in and talk all this trash about, oh, he was scared and he was afraid and blah, blah, this and that, and you would still continue the same dumb nonsense and not learn anything at all. Not a thing. So I'm going to follow through all the way through. And that means at the end, gentlemen, do not take this as an act of revenge because it's not. I am following through. I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to send you to jail for a lengthy amount of times, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to take everything from you. Because, again, you were warned. And I kept warning you over and over again to stop doing these activities, and you continued on. Now, if you feel that this is going to disrupt my day and make me cry, no, it doesn't. It doesn't at all, period. It's sad. These are grown men at the end of the day who have kids and have families that are acting this way, that are destroying the infrastructure of their family due to the fact that they're jealous and upset because of my products. That is pretty sad. So, again, doesn't help you in any way whatsoever. But I'm going to send all this over because we got enough of it in here because I was waiting for it to stack up because that's why we're in here, just waiting for it to bulk up. And I'm going to send all this over to the FBI division and they're going to be good to go from there. That's all we need. I've already removed that particular, we don't need for customers to contact us here because my customers contact me through cell phone. They contact me through my email and all that stuff like that. So, I'm making money, right? Yeah, I'm pumping all the orders to take out today. So yeah, I still make money. I said, regardless, it doesn't make a difference. But we needed that on there for the time being so you guys could hit that site because we knew you were hitting it. So you gave me enough evidence. So now that was removed today because we don't need it because we have enough information to start getting ready to get this set up, to get ready to get everything tidied up to get that warrant for the arrest. See, most people with common sense in the middle of an open case don't do anything at all, period. They go ghost. They disappear and they don't show. You don't see them with these people. I can't be around them. I can't be around. I got an open case, man. I can't be seen with you. You crazy, man? I'm being investigated. Have you ever heard that term before? You guys aren't that smart. You guys continue to hang around each other, knowing that you're going to court for all of this. Jamie, you haven't learned anything from the process server knocking on your door that we can reach you. You haven't learned anything at all. Process server came to his door and knocked on his door for a copyright and violate. Oh, by the way, we did activate those cases, so you will be going to court for that. I told you that you're going to court for those violation of copyrights. I can still get you on the statute of limitations for that. So I'm filing for the both Black Series Edition and refiling for the Crystal 8. So you're definitely going to be seeing you back in court again for that. But anyway, you haven't learned anything yet. Process server knocks on his door. Jamie does not come to the door. And the reason why we know all this is because everything that happens, they have to tell us everything that happens. And we go into the front door. We couldn't get through the lock on the gate because there's a huge gate he has right there in front of his apartment complex. We went in and we contacted somebody. We have access in. What do you want us to do? And we'll come back and say, hey, we need you to go right to his door, knock on his door. Where's his apartment number? He has an LLC. He has his apartment number on the LLC. They look on the LLC and say, okay, we got him. We go to the front door. They knock on his door. They got contacting back. He says, yeah, so what do you want us to do? He wouldn't come to the door. Yeah, they told us that he wouldn't come to the door. His wife came to the door. Jamie wouldn't come to the door. So all that big, bad trash talk you talk at the end of the day about you being this, that, and the other, you were too scared to come to the door and face a process server to be seen in court for copyright infringements. Well, let me explain something to you, Jamie. When the law enforcement officers come there, they couldn't give a crap about your freaking gate. They'll go through that thing if they have to. They'll cut it and they'll go right through. They got a warrant for your arrest to come to get you. Your wife can come to the door. They don't care. They're going to come right through that front door with that warrant for your arrest and lock you up. That's how it's going to happen. Can't hide and don't try to run. There ain't a place to run in there anyway. There's only one way out of that place. But anyway, that's what's going to go down with that. They're going to come right in there and they're going to lock you up. When the process server knocked on the door, he said that, I said, who came to the door? It said, a woman came to the door. I said, that's his wife. We know her name and everything. So she came to the door. I said, okay. He said, did she open the door enough for you to give her the paperwork? I said, no, she refuses to open the door. So she's scared. I'm pretty sure you persuade her at the end that nothing like that was going to happen again. She doesn't know that there's going to be people popping up at that apartment constantly. We have a process server coming up pretty soon for the lawsuits right now, and we have another one coming up for the copyrights. So they asked me, what do you want me to do? I said, post it to the front door. And that's what they did. We posted to the front door. And they sent me back the documentation. Now, Jamie, you sat there and said that nothing happened to you. Well, let me tell you why it didn't happen to you. And it still can. That's why we opened the case up again. When we filled out the documents for a CCB, it's a very complicated document. You have to have, we were getting messages back from them and say, hey, look, you have to amend these particular forms right here. So they would send us back. We have to go back in, type in, put all this information back in. I never went to school for law school, but I learned a lot of stuff through that whole entire ordeal. And then they had an attorney that would contact us and reach out to us, and they would try to help us with some of the paperwork we had to fill out. Once you learn this process, you will never forget it ever again, because it is very, very tedious to do. By the time we got down to all the paperwork being filed, everything was good to go and had to be set before a judge. So the part Jamie doesn't understand is that the fact that a process server was at your front door means there was enough evidence to convict you. Did you know that? If no process server showed up at your front door, that means there wasn't enough evidence. That means the judge did not approve the warrant for your arrest, not warrant for your warrant for you to be served, due to the fact that there's not enough evidence to prosecute you. Then you would have never saw a process server. But the fact the process server did show up at your front door and did post means there was enough evidence to prosecute. That's the part your brain didn't click right. You thought at the end of the day no one could touch you. No, we ran out of time. That's what happened. Because when the process server got to your front door, by the time we figured out, and they said process server, so wait a minute, aren't you guys supposed to issue the process server? It's like, no, you issue the process server. Well, you could have told me that 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, now we're on that deadline of trying to get this guy served. And we finally contacted the process server in California, because we got to get the guy in California. We talked to this agency, which we're going to be using from now on, because they're fantastic. And they know where he lives at anyway. And we talked to the guy. He says, yeah, well, this is what you have to pay. So you had to pay $100 for the process server, pay him, and then there was another document they needed. So it was a folder. We couldn't actually get access to the folder. We had to contact them. They had to email us back, send us some kind of code to get access into this encrypted folder, to send that to a process server, and the process server took all that, put that in the information in the documents that was needed, according to the judge, and everything was involved. And then from there, they had to go out and they had to track him down. So by the time they got to his apartment, it was nighttime. It was around, I say 11:40 or 11:50. We had to have that paperwork in at before the next day, or basically we had to start the process all over again. And we get the paperwork, didn't come in fast enough. They didn't process it fast enough. And basically the case didn't get denied, and we had to redo it again. Now, this time, knowing what I know, and from my experience of knowing what I know, the way I set it up, and because I know all the paperwork done, setting everything up, getting it done, I got 2 months to get you hunted. 2 months. Because now I know how to do it. So now the next time around, that process server will be at your door. He will pin it to your door, and it'll get done. Because I made sure that when we put all that paperwork in, how to do it, how to do the amended information, what files to put in, what files not to put in, I know how to do it now because I've done it already. So I filed 2 of them on you at the same time because I know how it's done. contact the process server. They're getting ready. Right now, it has to go before a judge again because we already did this already, and we explained to the judge and everything what happened, everything. So no problem, Mr. Bird. When you fill out again, at least you already know already, so it's not going to be a problem. And we know where to get a process server from in California because we have one. And I talked to him a couple of times, and we're going to use you from now on to serve this guy. I said no problem because we know where he's at. So it's not over, Jamie. It's just begun. But this time, you're going to get hit with 2 court orders instead of one for Black Series and one for the Crystal Edge site. You're going to get with 2 of these. So, went in, got all the information done, waiting for that confirmation to come back. When the confirmation comes back, take $200 out of my account, pay the process server, and it'll be at your front door again. That's all. But you got online and you started ranting and carrying on, talking about, oh, he couldn't touch me. I could do whatever I wanted to do. Yeah, guess what? All that stuff that you just mentioned, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to use that against you in court. So we're going to show the judge you have no respect at all for the judge, the court system, or anyone else involving copyrights or protecting other people's private information involving their copyrights. Because all that bragging and stuff you did, I copied all that down. So when we go to court again, look, Your Honor, not only did he violate our copyrights, but he made a mockery of the courts. This is what happens when you do too much. So I'm going to use that against you in court. And not only are you going to get sued in court for what you did, but you're going to get hit with even more charges because you insulted the judge. Like the Allentown Sheriff's Department. You know, there's a sheriff's department down here, right? Now I'll show you their black trucks. They're right in front of they park right in front of the prison. You sat there and put down dead or alive on a little sheet, right? It's a death threat. It's considered to be a death threat. And you put down Allentown's Lehigh Valley Sheriff's Department. Yeah, they didn't like that too much at all, period. So again, you've gotten yourself in a lot of trouble. Jamie's made a mockery of the court system, and they're going to use you as an example. They're not going to use you as an example, but we need them to use your example. So Jamie's not going home. I told you from the door. And if they give him a plea deal, he's going to rat every single one of them out. If they give any one of them a plea deal, because they're going to be terrified. In that situation, they're going to be terrified. You heard Solomon 5 over there ranting about losing his house. He said he's going to take my house. Yeah, I am. It's not a threat. I am going to take it. It's a promise. I am definitely going to take your property from you. You sat there in a video and literally sat there and said that was my product and that's Kenneth Bird's product. Showing right there, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. That's not my product at all, period. So you slandered my product and said this is what my product was. You made a statement about how we use 4,000, 5,000 lumens. You made false statements about my company. That's a lawsuit alone on itself for $250,000. I'm slamming you for slander. You posted my pictures multiple times in your YouTube account. Didn't give you permission for that. That's another lawsuit you're getting filed against you. So yes, I am taking your house. You know, you guys are too smart at the end of the day. You can't get on YouTube and cry about someone about to take your house from you, and you post their picture on your YouTube channel without their permission. You get sued for that. You know that, right? That's against the law. You can get sued for that and you get a little jail time for that too. You can get about a year in jail for that. So you do dumb stuff, and then you get caught doing dumb stuff, and then you cry and whine about the outcome of it all. So yes, Solomon 5, I'm taking your house. I'm taking your house, I'm taking your car, anything else you have. I'm freezing your banking accounts, everything, the whole 9 yards. Within under the, what I can take under a lawsuit, once I execute judgment, I can take your, and if you have college money, we can take that. You have savings, we can take that. Death insurance, we can take that. I can even take your wedding ring off your wife's hand if I choose to. I can empty your house out, everything. Sell off your property, sell your business off, everything. I can take everything. Unless you got the money sitting around somewhere to pay me, that's the only way. Other than that, I can take it from you. Everything. I was surprised about the death insurance. Oh, I forgot income tax. I can take your income tax too. Also, too, I can garnish your wages too. I can take that too. Everything. Everything. So they have a list of what we can take, and we can take everything. And that's what I'm going to do. You can't cry and whine about things. You did it. You look at it. You're doing it to yourself right now. All this is going to be held against you in court. So they don't learn anything at all. They can't. They just can't. Some people are designed to self-destruct. That's what they are. They don't know any better. Gentlemen, why do you think I don't do the same tactics that you guys do? Because I'm not stupid. You can get sued for that stuff. Jamie sits up there and cries and whines. He docks my address. He docks my address. Docks your address. Dude, your address is freaking public domain. You got an LLC. Well, not anymore, but you got a. That's another thing you got to deal with, dude. Committed perjury on his own LLC. Oh, gee whiz Louise. My goodness. I told you, Jamie's facing so much jail time is not even funny. Just look at this real quick before I go. 2 counts of mail fraud. That's 20 years of pop. It's insane. It's staggering how much time he's going to receive. It's crazy. He's going to walk off with it. He's going to spend the rest of his life in there. I lie to you not. Just show you how bad this thing is. It's really bad. When I go in there to drop off Jamie's new charges, and mind you, when we drop your charges off, Jamie, we don't go in there just saying stuff. We have evidence. We go in there with documents. Because anytime I go into a courtroom, I always got documents. So you should know that by now. So if I say, hey, you made terrorist threats against me, I got an image of you showing my face on your website, showing my face and did her live. Right there. That's automatic. So anything that I said against you, I have documents on everything that I went in and filed against you. I want you to know that. There are documents on everything, including your address, all your information, LLCs, all that stuff is in there. Everything. So let's see. Jail time for cyber stalking. This is the basics, people. This is the basic for jail time for cyber stalking. You're looking at roughly, this is just for one of the emails, gentlemen, 5 years. That's just for one email. But you guys have you have over thousands and thousands of emails. We have emails in the other account of you guys stalking our company. We have emails in the other one. The guy next door, yeah, that entire page, that YouTube channel that all you guys are sitting on right now, your faces are on there, your companies are all on there. Yeah, they have that already. That was already recorded. And the guy next door shows up over 1,000 times, dirty messages in our company's accounts. So we got this email coming in called Guy Next Door with all these cursing and carrying on in it. And then there's a site called Guy Next Door, and you guys are all in the site. Well, gentlemen, when I tell you you're not going home, you're not going home. You're going to spend the rest of your lives in that place. You're not going anywhere. Let's see. That's just for cyber stalking. That's 5 years. Post office mail fraud. How much time can you get for post office mail fraud? 20 years in jail, up to a $250,000 fine. Jamie has 2 of these. He has 2 of them, and they're serious, which means we got his signatures all over packages, face on receipts, tracking numbers, the whole 9 yards, even the unboxing, recording of shopping carts before transactions are made. Yeah, when I went to the postal service and I explained the situation, I must have heard everybody in that section go, "Oh my goodness, yeah, you're screwed on so many levels. It's not even funny. Heck, I don't even have criminal charges. This alone would take you out." So he has 2 of these. Mr. Williams has 2 of these also too. He sent Christmas cards that he thought they were going to, and he had his name on top, and he dusted for prints. So he basically ended up sending that in the letter. So we got him on that too. And he comes up on our emails multiple times. Also too shows that we have a live stream of him actually interacting and sending us messages back and forth. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jamie called the police. We have we have the incident report. It's also it's documented that you called the Allentown Police Department and put in a fake call and used the name of Mike Gonzalez. What are the odds of that? How much jail time can you get for calling it a false police call? So this is up to 2 years in jail and a $5,000 fine. Gentlemen, this is going to stack up quick. How much jail time can you get for doxing someone's address? Doxing someone's address is 90 days in jail, up to a $300 fine. So 90 days, you did this about 3 times, right? So you add up 3 times 90 right there. We got you on 3 different charges on that. Oh, sorry, 4, because you posted my sister's address. So that's another one too on top of that. Oh, by the way, they said hello. Let me see. Um, Let me see. Oh, how much jail time can you get for terroristic threats? Terroristic threats is punishable up to 5 years in jail. Gentlemen, this is stacking up for you. Let's see. And mind you, for posting my for defamation and lawsuits, which we have filed against all of you, for posting my face without my permission, that's a 1 year prison sentence right there. Gentlemen, let me explain something to you real quick. And you can see all this time we have here. Oh, I forgot right here. How much jail time can you get for committing perjury on a government document? Carries up to 5 years in jail for committing perjury. Jamie committed perjury on a government document. Man, not going to go well, gentlemen. So look, let's put it this way. As I said before, you're looking at an easily, oh, I forgot about the fraud charges too. How much jail time can you get for committing fraud against a company? 20 years. 20 years. You see that right there. So when you basically do fake unboxings of our products, that's considered to be fraud against our company. So we can get you for 20 years. When we challenge your companies in court, and if you can't basically back this up, let me see what they have here. How much jail time can you if you're caught for committing fraud in your company? Yes, well, yeah, same thing. 20 years, 20 years. So we're challenging your companies. You can't back up what your companies are claiming that they're doing, including all the other stuff. We can get you on a 20-year prison sentence for that alone. It means if you put false information on your site that's not true, and you basically were misleading the customers in all different kinds of ways, and we can back this up, which we can, you will get 20 years. That's the separate lawsuits outside your the other lawsuits we have filed against you. So you're looking at some good jail time. You're looking at some good jail time. Gentlemen, let me explain something to you. 30 minutes in the bullpen and you'll lose your mind. I guarantee you. 30 minutes in that bullpen. The process of being locked up and having your freedom taken away from you, and you can't go anywhere. You can't leave. You can't get outside that car. You're in there. Your freedom is taken away from you. That alone right there is stressful, extremely stressful. That when that cop car is rolling down the street and you're in the back of it, you're seeing things for the last time. If you are lucky to get bail, then basically keep in mind that don't run, don't go anywhere, because if that happens at the end of the day, you know what I mean, they're going to basically have you, when the time comes, you're going to have to surrender. You have to come back in and surrender. It depends on how it goes down. Now, I don't know what's going to go on from there, to tell you the truth, but you have a lot of stuff against you. You are actually entwined with Jamie's charges, and it's pretty bad. So because you have associations with him, you carried out acts with Jamie, and we can show that you all guys were all working together. So again, you're going to be associated with his crimes. You're going to basically get lawyers. I know you're basically going to stab each other in the back, left and right, because you want to separate yourselves from him as far as possible, because you don't want to get what he's getting at the end of the day. As for the post office fraud charges, you can't get hit with any of that unless you actually committed that crime. But other than that, when you go through the system, real quick, not saying you go through the system yet, when you go through that whole realization of being locked up and again being put into the bullpen, you know, because they put you there for the time being, just being in there in that section for even just a minute, just when they walk you down and they take them handcuffs on you and they shove you in that big box with the rest of the people in there, this is where it's going to click that you don't want to be in there. You want to go home. That's what you want. But you have to realize that the jail time you're going to receive, imagine just 1 year in this place. If you can't take 30 minutes in a bullpen, if you can't take 5 minutes in the bullpen, if you can't take 10 minutes in the bullpen, imagine when you got to face a year in jail. That's what you got to think about. Some people may think, oh, a year ain't nothing in jail. That's nothing. A lot of stuff can happen in 20 minutes in the jail cell. 10 minutes in the jail cell. A lot of things can happen. 1 month, something can happen. 2 months, something can happen. Anything in that year line, anything can happen. You could be there on the first day and something could happen. So imagine at the end of the day, that you're going to be, and where that bullpen is at, you're going to be in a bunk with somebody every day, and you're going to be surrounded by like that every day. I'm just trying to put it in a nicer term because I could go brutal and tell you some things at the end of the day that'll make you pee yourself. But again, I'm just trying to be nice about it. You hear me mumbling certain things, it's because I'm trying to be nice about it. But there's no way to be nice about it at all, period. So, most people, when you catch people doing dirty stuff like this to them, they'll tell you up front what's going to happen to you when you end up in situations and places like that. They don't care. At the end of the day, still trying to serve that Christian life, still knowing that you did this dirty stuff to me at the end of the day, and I got every right to come down on you as heavy as I want to at the end of the day. I still try to basically say things that try to clean it up a little bit. But it's not going to be a pretty place to be in. And if you think that 5 or 10 minutes in that bullpen is worse, wait till you basically get transferred into one of those units for a year. Mind you, I did 8 years, 9 months. I don't think you guys could even do that. But that's your life at the end of the day, not mine. See, I learned my lesson at the end of the day. Hopefully, as I said before, you become men of God in this situation. Because if you don't, and you choose that same ways that you've been traveling right now with Satan himself, then you're going to find out some interesting things when you're in that place. Heck, you could find out interesting things in the bullpen. Now, I'm going to go forward all this over to, let me see. We got this over 3. I'm going to basically get you guys set up and ready to go because this is where your emails are going. We're done after this. We don't need any more. We got enough evidence. They got enough. We're good. We're going to get this thing ready. I'm going to contact the detectives unit and go down today and go pick up the rest of your charges. We're done. And get ready to get this thing ready to go and get to court so I can see you guys in court. So I know right now we found out Danny Rogers' name because he mentions his name in the whatchamacallit in the stream. That's how we found out his name. He mentioned his name. As a matter of fact, they're in there talking about a lot of their personal information. For people, that's why I say you guys are not that smart. You use my thumbnail. Oh, I forgot about that too. Y'all had my thumbnail. I'm suing all 3 of you for copyright infringements. I forgot about that. I go file that now. Yeah, because they use they use Crowcast and they use my my Black Series edition. I'm gonna sue all 3 of you for that. Definitely gonna sue all 3 of you for that. All right. Now that we get done, the thing about it is, this is what the funny part is. Nothing funny about it. The interesting thing about it is, we're suing you first. You know why? Because you won't come here in Allentown. You won't beat the lawsuit anyway. You won't beat it. It's too much evidence on you. But we know you're not going to show up because you have criminal charges on you. That's why. So you're not going to show up. So we want to hit you with the lawsuits first before the other people hit you with the other lawsuits that are coming, because there is more than one person that's actually coming after them. I'm not the only one that filed criminal charges. There's a few people that filed criminal charges. When you post someone's apartment complex without their permission, when you did what you just did, yeah, you call the attention to other agencies that do want your information, and they do have your information, Fernando. They have all your information needed to begin their paperwork to start prosecuting you. So you will be in and out of court for quite a bit. I do expect to see you again in court with a jumpsuit on, because you have to come back in. Any court date to come up, you got to show up. You can basically not show up if you don't want to, but you forfeit. And what happens? So, again, I warned you and I told you guys you're an open case. Stop doing dumb stuff. And you don't listen at all. And we've warned you multiple times to stop doing this dumb stuff. All right, then. Remember, you asked for it, and now you got it. And we're going to start transferring all your stuff over there right now. As for all your documents and stuff, well, everything you sent over, pictures and all that stuff, it's been scanned into the police system already. So you're already in the system and you're good to go. Whew, man. Did you send an email to the other accounts? We'll go over there too and we'll check too. We'll start putting y'all stuff in right now. So I want to get all this in because, again, I told you before, I'm going to be very busy this summer going back and forth doing all my demonstrations and things that have to be done. Gentlemen, Anytime that I have to go in, and if it involves anything that basically disrupts my business, I will file a separate lawsuit and I will sue you again for wasting my time. I'm dead serious. I'm not joking with you. Because the fact that I had to take time out of my day to go to court to address some people who got jealous and got upset over our products and did not carry themselves like sensible adults, you're going to pay for my time on top of what you already owe me. Listen for a minute. Defamation lawsuit. Yeah, posting my pictures without my permission. I think he did that. What he did it? Wait, did it twice? No, 3 times. Did it 3 or 4 times. So let's see. I think I should sue for each one. Just some for just one of them. I'm suing for all of them anyway, but still, depends on how we're going to do it. I can sue you for all 4. Or I can basically bring you out of court and bring you out of holding. I mean, you're going to be locked up anyway. I can bring you out each time for each one. I could break it down. Defamation lawsuit. Figure out how I'm going to go with this right here. Oh, I forgot I can sue him for that too, for basically making a statement. It's a defamation lawsuit for that. You made the statement about that 4,000 limit thing and all that. Yeah. Right here. You got to talk to your attorneys, man. False statements. I got you in a video on a false statement. It's claiming that my products have to use 5,000, 4,000 projectors. Also, Jamie will be suing you again. And he has a lot of lawsuits coming at you, man. You made some statement about me using some special camera settings in my phone, some kind of OSI or whatever thing you said I use anyway, and you went on with that. I'm going to sue you for that. That's another $250,000 you're going to owe me. Gentlemen, you'll have to die 6 times over to pay me back. Now, you can sit there and scream the whole, oh, you're supposed to be a Christian. Today, Christians were meant to be walking mats at the end of the day. I gave you more than enough time. Jamie, I sat there and sent you a cease and desist order. Did I not tell you to back down on the Crystal Edge? You're not going to CCB on none of the charges. You know that. I'm taking you to federal court. This is where I'm going to sue you for more money. I'm not taking you to no CCB. I'm going to get $30,000 out of that. We got you clearly caught and busted doing this stuff. So I'll be taking you to federal court. Also, to Mr. Rogers, you was also caught in that demonstration using my thumbnail without my permission. Now, chances are, what they're going to do is they're probably going to stick it all on Jamie. Say, look, it was his crowcast. He used the thumbnail. We had nothing to do with it, so and so and so. We're just going to sue you for the sake of just suing you to see exactly how far you guys stab each other in the back, because I know you are. But you're going to get sued either way. It doesn't make a difference. So, all that dumb nonsense you sent over, all this is going to get sent in today. I'm going to go down today. I got to go down to East District, and I got to go pick up the last of the documentations that we got for the incident report, and get ready to get them all filed in, so to the FBI, including the rest of the information on your company. I would suggest you, and I'm going to give you fair warning to Mr. Rogers, I would give you fair warning to remove the PSP as fast as possible. PlayStation, whatever, portable, or you got down there, whatever that's supposed to be, the PSP, I would advise you to remove that. Trust me, you might want to listen to me when I tell you this. If not, then the next couple of months you will find out. You're going to get a letter. It's going to tell you to remove it. Now, again, if you at the end of the day don't want to remove it because you figure at the end of the day you're showing me something, I couldn't care less. I mean, you want to get sued by Sony Corporation, you knock yourself out on that one. But I would advise you to remove it. If you want to keep it there, that's going to be your problem at the end of the day. You're going to sit there and watch him crying whine on camera, how Sony's suing him now because bottom line of, what do you call it? Oh my goodness, it's called similarity trademark copyright infringement lawsuit. All right, gotta go. Be safe and God bless. Orange.